Tonight on Academy Live, do you find yourself spending countless hours on the range but aren't exactly sure what you've been practicing? Do you have that special swing tip but don't know how to properly execute it? We can help solve those problems on this edition of Academy Live. Tonight, teaching professional, former PGA Tour player and nationwide tour winner, Jeff Coston, will be here to help you stop practicing your mistakes. He'll provide tips on how to set up a workstation and how to use it to your advantage. Also, PGA Free Lesson Month continues as another lucky viewer receives a free 10-minute lesson in studio. Practice doesn't make perfect, but Jeff will help you make sure you're perfect in your practice. Next on Academy Live.
The Golf Channel and the PGA of America present Academy Live.
Welcome to Academy Live. It's always good to have an old friend and an old fellow competitor from the Nationwide Tour Days in the house. Jeff Coston, welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Really good to see you too, Jerry.
Yeah, and your son Tyler once caddied for me when he was 11 years old. I got to throw that in, and a quick shout out to him. 6'3", playing college ball now.
That's good. Yeah, he can definitely play.
Yeah, he was about 4 foot tall then and raised a lot of eyebrows. But that was the good old days. We're on to much bigger and better things right now, starting with the UPS Swing Talk, and that is centered around the PGA Free Lesson Month, presented by Nike, the Golf Channel, and Golf Digest. Time is winding down for you to sign up for that free lesson with a PGA Pro near you. We encourage you to go to thegolfchannel.com to find out more about it. And along those lines, we're going to talk to Jeff Coston about getting the most out of your practice. That's kind of the whole theme tonight. How can you teach people to maximize their practice, to practice perfect, as we said in the open?
That's a huge thing. You know, it is maximizing your time. And number one, it starts off with having a plan. You need to have a plan. You need to have a goal. You need to have a map in order to get to that goal. Most people don't. It's like if you're starting a business, basically you don't just walk out there and say, here I am. You have a plan, you have some projections and all those kinds of things.
It's easy to do with some of the accomplished players you do, because accomplished players, some of the tour pros, you have one player, the only American playing full-time on the European Tour right now, Rob Rochelle. Their job is to practice. Their job is to have a plan. Their job is to set apart some time to work on certain things and to work toward a goal. But the average guy, the club golfer, they oftentimes just go out and get a bucket of balls when they get time. How do you convince them to develop the same plan?
Right. Well, number one is you have to convince them. If you're doing the same things and expecting different results, you know, that's kind of a form of craziness, insanity, really. You know, you need to have a plan and you need to make a change. And that's hard for people to do, especially sometimes your club golfer. They just want to dial 911 for emergency rather than 411 for information to develop that strategy.
How do you impress upon them the need to develop that? You're going to work with them in developing that strategy, but and then to stick with it and to allocate certain moments of their week or their time on Saturday when they're going out to play, get there a half hour early or what have you. Right.
I use that illustration of, like, if you want to get in good shape, you walk into a gym and you have 600 machines there, and most people go in, they piddle over here and piddle over there, right? Rather than having like a trainer and a coach and a mentor and say, hey, I want you to do this for this amount of time, this for this amount of time. As you can see, you know, like that's why you use this swing station, you know, and that's important because it gives you feedback in what you're trying to do in your golf swing. Because if you raise up, I use something to put over their shoulder to keep their arms lower. If you're taking it inside, you put something behind it. That would be the golf swing itself. And then also, like, let's say chipping and putting, you can talk about, hey, I need to work on my speed for 5 minutes. I need to work on my short putts for 5 minutes, my routine. You know, here's my chipping, pitching, that 100 yards and in, spending more time, 60% of your time doing that. Time working on your swing mechanics, also time working on your routine, time working on curving the golf ball. Now you've kind of had your circuit training right here and you've accomplished something.
Well, we're going to take a look at a mock setup of a workstation that you have diligently worked to perfect over here in the next segment. But right now it's time to take a break.